Is there anybody there?
What's up, Dad Hat crew? Welcome to yet another episode of the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast. This week, I finished my conversation with Tim Siegel. He is the head groundskeeper of the Cannonballers, right? The Kannapolis Cannonballers. We go into the many hats, pun intended, that a minor league employee wears during the season. Yep, that's right. Plenty of them, okay? If your title says one thing, read the fine print. You're going to do other things. So we go into that. We give our opinion on what the pitch clock means to us and what it means to baseball. Listen, this is just two fans talking about the pitch clock, okay? Make sure you watch it. And then, we finished my my episode with some one wonderful famous, not so famous questions. So make sure you guys are doing a couple of things for me. Two things. One, hit the subscribe button. If you look at the bottom of it, that way, right there. It says Dad Hat Chronicles logo. Hit it. It'll hit subscribe, okay? And then two, make sure you tell one more person about this episode so that way they also are enjoying it just like you are, okay? And then without further ado, guys, I'll give you the episode.
So last year, I had two different occasions. I had a base break in the middle of the game. The first one, James Beard, who's one of the fastest guys in minor league baseballs, hauling butt down the line, and he steps on the corner of the bag, and the frame actually warped. So the peg that they put into the 18-inch base is made for the 15-inch base, and it screws into foam. So it doesn't have the proper durability in and out. They've enhanced them now and gotten through some of those kinks. And it also is flatter than the 15-inch base. So it doesn't have the little spring action and cushion action to it. And he ran through it and the base warped. And another time, the visiting team had the same issue. They ran through and the player actually got hurt on the base, hitting it, and it warped again and the frame bent. So both occasions, one of the second occasion, I was actually in the mascot costume. I had just gotten out and somebody was like, hey, we have an issue on the field. So I looked down, see what's going on. And I was like, great, I know what happened. So I actually crawled through the stands, jumped on top of the dugout, jumped down off the dugout, ran through the field. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, the base is broken. I was like, all right, I'll be back. And, here comes good old Tim sprinting across the outfield. I have to go from first base side down to the left field foul pole to the shop, grab a base, sprint back, put the base in so we don't have a delay. Luckily, the delay was only about a minute. But we had that issue. And actually, last week we had the Charlotte 49ers and UNCC Wilmington playing each other. Actually, it was this week. They're playing each other on Tuesday, and the umpires delayed the game in like the 6th or 7th inning because there was cars out in the outfield that had their lights on. It was 3 cars that had their lights on shining in there, and it was affecting the vision of the umpire, catcher, and batter. So they stopped the game. Nobody understood what was going on. I was in the stands talking to the guy that was laser grading because he was loading in equipment that day. So I jumped down on the field. I'm like, what you got? And he's like, cars out there. So nobody's around to do it because it's on the other side of the field. Everybody's just, behind home plate under the concourse area doing what they have to do, sprint across the field. And the way the field's set up, I don't have an easy way to get out. So I actually jumped the left field fence in the outfield, jumped the fence, jumped over onto the berm, sprint across the street, trying not to get hit by a car to tell it was a group of kids out there just doing nothing. And I'm telling them they got to go. And finally they go. Crowd was going nuts. The players were going nuts. And luckily that was only a delay for a few, but it's a lot of those things that go into it. Some people worry about their pitcher's mounds if they're too wet for the day or, the weather and whatnot, but there's so much more that happens during a game that you have to pay attention to every single pitch because you don't know what's going to happen. Right. You don't know, we had another game. I was in the mascot costume to start the game, and my guys forgot to put down the foul line in left field. So the national anthem goes off and everybody's looking around, and our manager knew who I was, and he's looking at me. He has his arms crossed and he's smiling. And I walk out there, he puts his arm around my shoulder and he slaps me in the boomer's head to give me a headache. And he goes, go fix the foul line. So you see the mascot sprinting across the field to go to the back, and I get my guys. I'm like, can we get a foul line down, please? So rip the head off, tell them to get the foul line down, put it back on, and come out and get the fans going crazy, riled up, and move on. I mean,
That's hilarious.
there's so many things that happen. Foul lines get put down on the wrong side of the line because somebody's not paying attention. And we have first pitch coming up in 5 minutes. So now we got to scoop everything up and put it back down. I mean, you name it, it's happened. And there's a lot more that's probably going to happen. I just pray it doesn't happen under my watch.
Yeah, no, you're right. Let me ask you, and I've always wanted to ask this: pulling the tarp, how fun or hard or difficult or annoying it is at times.
It's fun the first time. Other than that, it's not fun. To be honest, I hate doing it. Everybody hates doing it, but I like the adrenaline rush. That adrenaline rush of go, 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 get it rolled out, get it on the field. Fans are going crazy. All eyes are on you. That adrenaline rush is amazing. And then getting it off. Because for me, if I have to think about something, I'm probably going to do it wrong. I have to think on the spot and get it done. And that right there is my moment where it's okay, get my guys together. This is how we're going to do it. You get on the plate tarp, you get on the mound tarp. Everybody get down, front office, get down to the bullpen, get ready to go. And we put everything in order, put everything in line, get it up, get it out. Everything runs smooth to the naked eye. To us, everything is wrong. And we're just trying to get it done, but nobody notices the imperfections and we just push through it.
Gotcha.
You know, I mean, it's never fun.
No,
never fun.
I've never seen anybody be happy about doing the tarp. That I've never seen anybody. Every time I've seen somebody rolling a tarp, you can tell there's a level of annoyance in their face.
Especially tomorrow, because we have to pull it tomorrow night. Because I just laser graded the field and we're going to be cloudy. We're going to rain all day Sunday, cloudy all day Monday, and to tell my staff, hey, guess what? We're off this weekend, but we got to come in at 4:00 and put the tarp on the field, and then we'll be back in on Monday to take the tarp off the field. You know, nobody likes losing their weekends for that, but it's what we have to do to save games. We have a college game on Tuesday, and we got to preserve the field. So that's, you know, it's what you got to do. Those are probably the worst ones, is when people have to come in on their days off.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
And during the summer, there's pretty much not a lot of days off that you have. You know, you're there.
Yep. And to tell people that, especially when it's for a special event and not even a Cannonballers game, you know, that raises it up there. So you got to kind of find that fine balance, bring food in for everybody, you know, make sure you've got a beer after the tarp pull, go across the street, you know, at one of our local breweries and buy everybody a beer or something, just to kind of ease it out a little bit. So it kind of levels everybody out, keeps them on that level head, because nobody likes doing it, but we all got to help each other out.
Now, you guys have a lot of college events there and high school games is there as well, correct?
Oh, yeah. I've got Tuesday will be our 15th game of 30 before our first Cannonballers game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have the most games before our first Cannonballers game, except for the Durham Bulls, because they host Duke, that I know of. Yeah, so we've got a lot. So
you guys just do baseball there? Do you do any other events at the?
Oh no, we had a dog race event. We had the AKC, the American Kennel Club dog race was on the field. We had the American Kennel Club agility contest on the field for the dogs. So I had to paint, I called it a flag football field because that's what it looked like. But I had to paint another field out in the outfield and left field for dogs for that. We have Corey LaJoy's kickball tournament every year because he's from the area, and it's right before the Roval every year in NASCAR. So we host that. So I paint 3 kickball fields in the outfield. We have Oktoberfest. So we put a bunch of pumpkins on the field. We have Trees of Hope, which that's not on the field. That's in the concourse, but it's a fundraiser for a bunch of charities and whatnot for Christmas. We have, I mean, you name it, we've got it. Our owner's been talking about getting into the pickleball craze and getting some pickleball courts. And if that comes through to fruition and it happens, I've told them, I'm like, well, it'd be kind of cool to host a final for a pickleball tournament, you know, at second base, put it down on the infield dirt and in the fall when we have no games, and let's play some pickleball. And then of course, at the end of the season, we host our own softball tournament between us and another front office just to have some fun.
That's cool though, man.
We're doing everything. You name it, we're doing it. And if we're not doing it, we probably will do it. And we're going to find a way, because my old boss told me, you're no longer a sport venue, you're an entertainment venue, and you got to do what you got to do to make money.
Ain't that the truth right there? Ain't that the truth right there? You're like, yo, yeah, I'm in sports. No, you aren't entertaining. You're in
every, you're in everything.
and it's not just the majors that do it, right? It's all,
Oh, it's everybody.
if there's a minor league ballpark somewhere, they're hosting all the different things because that
Yep.
is their revenue coming in right there
Oh,
to pay all their
100,
staff and all that stuff.
100%, especially since we're a smaller market. Major league teams and NFL teams and whatnot. Yeah, they're they host a lot of events, but the reason they host them because it's the place for to bring in all the people and
Mhm.
whatnot that they have to do. We host it because we have to. I mean, we
You don't
can't
have a
go in.
choice, yeah.
Yeah, we can't go. I can't go into my GM and ask for a raise if we're not making money. I can't expect to be able to hire more people or get equipment or anything that I need if we're not making money. So we've got to find a way to do it. And that's just kind of where it's turning to. Some groundskeepers are happy about it. Some groundskeepers aren't happy about it, especially when they see our Twitter with everything we're doing. They're like, please don't do it. They want to do it here now. And I'm like, hey, we got to do what we got to do. And again, you're there to have fun. We have to work anyway. So why not host fun events? If it's a fun event, it's entertaining, I'm going to do it.
Now, okay, did you say that you have a Twitter account? The Kannapolis Grounds Crew has a Twitter account?
No, I
Or is
have
there?
my own personal Twitter.
Oh, I
I
was gonna
do.
say.
My staff wants to start a Twitter. My grounds crew staff wants to start a Twitter account. They kind of want to be like the Woo Sox. Shout out to those guys for their YouTube that they have and all the fun that they have. We've talked about it, but I don't know if I want to handle that. My kids are a little wild. I've got all high school kids and a couple college kids that work for me, and they're a little wild. So I don't know how far that's going to get a little crazy. If I told you the things that we do out there, even for the fans, as our grounds crew, yeah, we have a lot of fun. Sometimes we have too much fun.
That's awesome, though. But you're having fun. You're having
Yep.
fun.
Yep.
At the end of the day, you're having fun and you're keeping it live because,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, you're spending a lot of time with those people there
Oh
throughout the
yeah.
year, throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
So on a typical day, like what's the time that you're done for? After everything is done, what time do you usually go home after a game is over?
On a non-game day, I don't start a project after 3 o'clock unless I
Mhm.
have to. I
Right.
try to get home by 4 or 5 at that point. If I can get home earlier, I do. On a game day, it's about 45 minutes to an hour after last pitch. Depends how quickly we get the field done and weather and everything. But in a perfect world, 45 minutes to an hour after first pitch. So you're looking at a minimum of a 15-hour day. Sometimes it can be 18 to 20 hours. It
Sheesh.
it all depends on weather.
Yeah, true. Man, that's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But I will tell you, everybody's complaining about the pitch clock. I don't personally do not like the pitch clock because I don't agree with the way they're doing it.
Yeah.
But I do agree that baseball does need it because doing these college games, they're implementing a pitch clock, but it's
Right.
not as efficient as the MLB yet because it's still trial and error for them.
Yeah.
But it is nice to start a game at 7 and be done by 10 o'clock instead of having a 4 hour game. So there is a lot of positive behind that, even though we're seeing a lot of negative.
Yeah.
But there's still some kinks that got to be kicked out. And I hope to see some of it because there is some stuff that I'm like, I don't know about this, but it's definitely helping and it's definitely a lifesaver for us.
I'll be honest with you. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate, but I actually like it. I don't mind it. Like
Mm-hmm.
like you said, like there's some things that need to be worked out. I'll agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have a player that's taken 100,000 times is just fixing the glove again on.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
biggest thing is just keep the game rolling is what it is. And
Yeah.
in my honest opinion, I think they need to take out the whole the batter getting in there in 8 seconds and all by 8 seconds or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They need to go back to the original way when it was first implemented and go to the pitcher gets on the rubber, you have your 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And once the pitcher comes set, then you turn the pitch clock off. And I
Gotcha.
say that because of timing for base runners, for hitters, for
Yeah.
pitchers. It's a mind game. If you understand the game of baseball, it's a mind game. You're not going to bring new people in to want to watch the sport because the game is faster. You're going to bring people in. People that are watching the game are going to watch the game. They're the ones that are there. They're your biggest fans.
Yeah.
It's keep it there. Do some tweaks on it, but it's definitely a good thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, listen, I'm a fan of the bases. I don't mind it. The shift,
That
that's a different story,
Yeah, I don't like it. If you can't hit the ball the other way, you shouldn't be a big league player. I'm sorry. Hit
Hey,
the ball the other way. Bunt the baseball. Let's play baseball.
let's do something about it. So, All right. So, is there anything I haven't asked you, man? Like, I mean, we feel like we've had like I had a wild night already thinking that's like talking about groundskeeping, and we're about to, we started with umpiring. So, is there anything that I haven't not asked you, man?
I don't know. What else do you want to know? I mean, like I said, if it's in baseball, I have probably done it. I mean, I've been on broadcasts, I've been on PA, I've run cameras, I've been on everything.
So, hold on a second. So you've done broadcast. Obviously, you told me you've done broadcast because you bring up,
Hmm.
a lot of the rules and things like
Hmm.
that you've learned in umpiring.
Yep.
For you, like I want to ask you because, like, since you have been so involved in this sport, right? Um, how hard is it sometimes to watch a game?
Um, it's background noise, but it's always been like that for me. I've
Hmm.
never been one that can watch a game on TV. I've
Yeah.
got to go to the game. And my wife's family is in professional baseball and they've been in baseball forever. And
Hmm.
she actually gets frustrated with me sometimes because like I have to be at the game. And when we go to the game for her, with her uncle managing in major league organizations and her cousin being in baseball and whatnot, and they've been around it for so long, they show up to the game, third, fourth inning. I have to show up to the game as soon as gates open and I've been like this my whole life since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
If I'm not there to watch the grounds crew prepare the field, I'm getting frustrated. And if I'm not there by the national anthem at the very least, I'm frustrated. I got to be there from start to finish. I analyze every detail of the baseball game. Even now working it, I analyze every detail. But as far as on TV, it's just background noise until the playoffs happen. It's not necessarily a sport that I can watch on TV.
Hmm.
But that's just one of
Interesting.
those things. Yeah.
Someone who works as a camera is like, I can't watch it on TV. I can't
Mm-mm.
do it.
I can't. I've never really been able to. It's just one of those things that I turn on for background noise. But
Okay,
it's
I can see
it's the
that.
only thing I watch. So it's the only thing that's on TV. It's just in the background. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I'm always moving. I can't sit still.
So, did you grow up a Marlins fan?
Yeah, I mean, the team I grew up watching. I don't like the Yankees. I've despised the Yankees my whole life. So I
Yeah.
became a little bit of a Red Sox fan on that side because the Marlins,
Hmm.
they've had their struggles and their ups and downs. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I look at it as I'm a fan of whoever's signing my paychecks at this point.
Hey.
So if you're signing my paychecks, that's my team. I want a World Series ring, so hopefully it'll happen one day.
Hey, yeah, I can't root for your major league, affiliate team. As a Cleveland fan, I respect them,
Yep,
but yeah, I can't
it's
root for them.
understood. No, it's understood. I mean, I was never really a White Sox fan until I started working for the organization. But I mean, now watching the guys grow and seeing the guys in big league spring training right now, it's pretty cool. So I become
That
a
is
White
some
Sox fan
cool
now.
stuff, though, man.
Yep.
That is some cool stuff to see.
Hmm.
To see development of, like, kids in high school
Yep.
and all this other stuff. That's some cool stuff, man.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially from the coaching side, when I was coaching high school baseball in Florida, to watching these guys now at this level, it's a little harder for me because I see stuff and I'm like, I kind of want to critique that, but I can't because it's not my place. But
Yeah,
just to watch them develop and see, I think one of the biggest ones, and a lot of people get a kick out of this one. Adley Rutschman, who's with the Orioles catcher, when he first got drafted with the Orioles, I was still at the spring training site for them, and he came into camp. Nice, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
yeah.
Came into camp. I didn't see him put one ball in play for the first 2 weeks he was there. Not in batting practice, not even off a tee. Like the dude struggled. And they said,
Interesting.
okay, you're ready. Go to rookie ball. And I was like, the guy hasn't hit a baseball yet. They put him in rookie ball. He hit 2 home runs his first game. And then he
Dude,
got and then he got moved up 2 days later. And I'm like, how does this work? This just doesn't make sense.
how does this have, like,
Yeah.
how did this correlate? Because I've seen him. He wasn't doing anything during those
It,
2 weeks.
yeah, and then that he's there. But I mean, dude's amazing, amazing person, amazing athlete. I mean, all the respect to him.
That's it. That's wild.
Yep,
They just like that.
yep. Baseball doesn't make sense. It's like golf.
For real, dude. Don't get me
Yeah.
started with that one either, man. Oh my God. I can't with them. That's amazing though. So, you've, so tell me about, okay, so you did obviously the mascot, you done the broadcast. How is it? I'm sure it's pretty cool to do the recording, right? Maybe a camera
Mhm.
person on that one. How is that happening?
That's actually pretty cool because our video production girl, Melissa Clark, she's absolutely amazing, and she's
Yeah.
very open to letting people help. And I told her one day, I was like, hey, like if you ever need somebody, I would love to learn
I'll
it.
go
Because
for it.
one of the things that everybody has to understand is you don't know where you're going to be the next day. If one day I
True.
can't grow grass anymore or I screw up somewhere and it's my time to go, I need to be able to know that I can do something else.
Yeah.
That's why I do all this stuff because I want to be versatile in everything that I
That's
can.
smart. That's super smart.
And they were missing somebody one day and I said, "Yeah, I'll run it." So I ran down into the actually ran down into the clubby's office. I grabbed a coach's helmet and put it on so I could have my helmet and be protected. And
Yeah.
I went up there and just to have some fun on a Sunday afternoon and ran cameras. And they said I was pretty good at it. So now I do it whenever I get bored or they need somebody.
That's cool. And I love the fact that, like, because we're seeing now more and more that these games are being broadcast. And I love watching minor league baseball, right? Like, I mean, I have it on the Apple TV, so I, have it streaming it on there and all that stuff. So it's cool to see that side of the
Right.
that's because like to me, like I go to the games, right? And I always I analyze everything, man. No, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
always looking at, all right, so what are these guys doing? What's the groundskeeping doing? What's the camera people doing? Right. I'm always paying attention. Like I'm always paying attention. And I tell my wife gets annoyed with me on this. Like, watch him, watch this, watch this. She's like, all right, I'm just watching the game. Just leave me alone. But I just can't help it.
Yeah. My wife's the same way. She actually says she hates me now for my profession because her uncle is a manager in the Marlins organization. Her cousin is a translator for the Marlins. She's got family, friends in the big leagues with the Marlins. And so she sees it from the coaching side. And now that I'm in the grounds crew side, she's like, I can't even go to a game anymore because now
I
I'm
can't
pointing
enjoy it.
I'm pointing out the problems from the umpires. I'm pointing out the problems from the coaches. I'm pointing out the problems from the field. She's like, and I can't watch the post games because she sees her cousin translating and she's like, why is this guy talking like this? Why is this happening? Why are these guys doing this? So it's like, she's like, it messes everything up, but it keeps it comical and it keeps it fun. And you get to see a lot of different sides and no two
That's
days are the same.
That's awesome, dude. I love that. Love that. Love that. Love that a lot. I'm glad that we were able to finally get this because, like, you and me were being, missing each other,
Yeah.
like as we were trying to interview. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that we got to do this because I got to learn a lot today,
Yep.
especially that the first week of umpire school, you're just literally doing the absolute basic when it comes to umpiring. You
Yep.
got to make sure those shoes are shine. You got to make sure that you take your mask off the right way and don't let that hat come off your head.
Nope. And wait until you get to handling situations. That's always a fun part. When you get into handling situations, that's when they put the rookie umpires under the bus for arguments and stuff. And it gets to be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I can't wait. I want to see that. I want to
Yep.
go to umpire school one of these days
Do it.
just so I can experience that.
Yep. Do it. Look it up on YouTube. Look up Wendelstedt Umpire School on Facebook and just see the different things that they do. It's amazing.
Love it. All right. Okay, so we're about to go into my famous not so famous questions. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. So, but let's get to the actual real hardcore stuff of my podcast here. And by the way, guys, this famous not so famous questions is actually brought to you guys by Baseball Barbecue. Go to www.baseballbarbecue.com/dad hat, and then you'll get to help me out and help everybody. I'll actually help me out to buy more hats, guys. Let's be honest, that's what I'm going to do, buy more hats. But use barbecue 20 bbq 20 so that way you get 20% off your first purchase. All right, you ready?
Let's go.
Okay, I asked this question to everybody. Okay, when you go to the ballpark, you're going as a fan, okay? You're not going working there. What is your food and drink of choice?
It's either going to be nachos or loaded fries.
Yeah, that's amazing.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Choice of drink is I mean, it's going to be a beer, no doubt about it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It has to be a beer. Like, I mean, and does I think in Cannapolis you guys have a beer there, right?
Yeah, we
As
have
well.
Balder beer. We have
There
Balder
you
beer, and it's
go.
it's actually pretty good too. A lot of ballparks make their own beer and whatnot, and you kind of get your taste, whatnot. This is actually pretty good.
I like that. I gotta
Yep.
go down when I go down there this summer. I gotta try that one.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here. I got literally got my book, guys. I literally pulled up my book today. What team sport besides baseball do you excel at?
I can pretty much play Anything you put me on.
Yeah.
I mean, actually played clincher ball instead of softball for a while in Florida, and I won a championship in that. I can play a little bit of football, basketball. I'm a little shaky at, but I can play some good defense.
There you go. Okay. So let's see here. Let's see. Hmm. This is a good one for me. I like asking this question because everybody gives me a totally different answer. So you find $10,000. You're walking down the street, you find $10,000, right? You look around, all right, no one sees me. You grab the $10,000. What's the first thing you buy with those $10,000?
I probably pay off debt and put the rest of it in a savings account for my son.
You're being very responsible. You're not going to buy yourself anything at all? Nothing, you mean?
I'm a minimalist. I don't need a lot. I don't want a lot. The more I have, the harder it is to move. And I've moved 4 times in 5 years. I'm done.
I get you, man. You know how much of a pain in the rear it is to organize
Yeah.
all these hats?
Yeah.
It's hard, man. Okay, so have you ever reread a book?
The baseball rule book. I mean,
Really?
I'm not a reader at all. My mom will tell you that the only books I probably read growing up was the baseball rule book or Captain Underpants, and that was it.
Captain Underpants.
That was it. I'm not a reader at all. I don't like it. It's just not me.
Okay, hey, listen, I get it, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Captain Underpants. This is too
I
good.
promise you, I read every one.
And the rule book, do you read every year? Do you skip a year? Like, what do you do with that?
At this point, I kind of just look up when something happens, and I'm a big debater on Instagram and Facebook when I see people commenting different things about different plays that happen and different videos that pop up.
Yeah.
So if I know a rule's changed, I'll look it up, but I don't go into it in detail like I used to.
Mhm.
But I'll look it up here and there when I get into a rules debate with somebody because one, I know I'm right, and two, I want to make sure I'm right.
Yeah, you want to make
Yeah,
sure.
I just got to
Be,
double check.
Now, before I start this argument, let me make sure that I'm going to be 100% right on
Oh
this
yeah,
one.
oh yeah.
If you could have one dessert for the rest of your life, one dessert, what dessert is that one?
I'm not a big sweet eater, but it would either be a chips or popcorn.
Man, listen, popcorn is good.
I have a popcorn machine here at my
Oh,
house.
you do?
Yeah, my wife got it for me. I think it was like one of our silly anniversary gifts or something. She got me one year because, yeah, I mean, I love popcorn.
Popcorn is delicious, man.
Yeah,
With butter on that sucker. Oh,
I probably have a bowl a night before I go to bed, to be honest.
seriously?
If it's not that, it's a bag of chips. I can't go to sleep without munching on something.
Oh, man, that's good for you. Would you rather go to the beach or the mountain?
Probably the mountain because I grew up at the beach. Being in Florida my whole life, so
Hmm.
probably the mountains. I like change of scenery.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Okay, in your opinion, which animal is the biggest party animal?
A monkey.
For real.
A monkey, 100%.
Okay, would you rather have a photo or video from a trip?
Mm. Probably a photo because it's going to tell you a lot more. Video is going to be straight to the point, and I like having stories.
You know what? 1,000 words,
Yeah,
right? A
yeah.
picture can tell you 1,000 words. Okay, your favorite cereal growing up?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Man, my daughter is all into that one right now,
I
dude.
eat it straight out of the box.
Yeah, that one or Captain Crunch berries, all about that. Listen,
Yeah.
I'll eat it right now. I'm 41, dude, and I love that. That one and Fruity Pebbles all day long. No shame.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and you got me in heaven for a while.
There you go. Okay. What was your favorite school subject growing up?
Probably either economics or lunch. I mean, I love to debate and I love the political side of things. So economics was always there for me because I could get into debates in class without getting in trouble. And then,
Oh,
I mean, you can't stop from going to lunch. I mean, you gotta
hey,
eat.
you gotta eat,
And
man.
I knew the school day was almost over, so I was like, all right, I'm done. School is not for me. I mean, it shows sometimes, but school is just
Bro,
not
school
for
is
me.
not for everybody, man.
No,
There's nothing wrong with that.
no.
But you're doing good, though. That's all that
I mean,
matters, right? You're living the
yeah,
dream.
a lot of people said I wasn't gonna do it without college and whatnot, and I was like, all right, watch me. I'm gonna make it in baseball somewhere, and I finally got my ticket thanks to a couple people that I'm blessed to have in my life, and wouldn't
That's
trade it for the
awesome,
world.
dude. That's awesome. Good for you, man. And listen, you keep doing you, and that's all that matters, right? Like, I mean, you're always going to have someone who's going to try to bring you down. But you know what? As long as you're having fun and you're taking care of you and your family, go for it, brother.
Yep, that's all that matters.
Awesome. Hey, man, thank you so much for doing this, dude. This was a lot of fun. We're gonna, we gotta hook up when I go down there because I definitely want to,
100%.
get to go to a Cannonballers game. But where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on my Twitter account. That's the one I use for all the good stuff. It's actually Timmy, TI 3Ms AY 8 on Twitter. That's what everybody called me growing up and whatnot, and related me to South Park. So I kind of just left it.
All right. So spell that again.
It's TI 3Ms AY and the number 8.
Okay. Sounds good. As long as you like it, that's all that matters, man.
Yep,
there you are. And then I'll make sure to put your information on the show notes, put the information for the Cannonballers as well. So that way they can go and buy some merch from them.
100%.
I got a couple hats. Their logo is awesome, dude. I love their logo. It's pretty cool.
Have you seen the Kannapolis Qs that's coming out?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm on the website right now looking at them.
Okay. Yep, those just came out. I can't wait for the fitted to drop for it that they're gonna wear in game. That fitted's pretty sick.
Yeah, that one is pretty cool. I like the obviously as a dad hat wearer, I like the 920s. They don't have it in 47, but you know what I do like is that the beer, baseball, and barbecue t-shirt.
Yes, that was one of the when we opened up that merchandise after the announcement, I believe it was last week or the week before, that was one of the first shirts that sold out.
That thing is amazing. I got to get me some of that stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait. They had barbecue out there because we're actually going to have a smokehouse at the stadium once the building's finished being built in right field. And Rusty, who's going to be running all of that out there, he's got some good barbecue, and I can't wait for it to make it.
That sounds delicious.
Yep.
I cannot wait, my friend. So thank you so much, dude. And again, good luck to you. Good luck to the team. And we'll keep in touch, my friend.
Sounds good.
All right, brother.